Okay, let's have a look at some of the things that are sitting inside Gemini now that are even more functional. And Gemini is updating all the time, which is really exciting. There is better integration now between Gemini and all your applications. So let's go to chat with Gemini or gemini.google.com and play in this space for just a little bit. This is where you can have a conversation with Gemini based on the data that you provide for it. So I'm going to come and grab an image. I'm going to upload an image. So let me show you how to do that. And then we're going to show you what can happen when you've actually got an image inside Gemini. So I'm going to come down to here, go to plus, and I'm going to upload an image. And I have one here ready to go. Let me click on this one here, and it's going to pop it into here. I'm going to say, what is in, and just ask what's in the image. And it's going to look through that image. This is a picture of my bookshelf that's sitting behind me. And it's going to come up with what's there. And it's grabbed these books for us and actually popping it inside Gemini to make us see what's there, which is wonderful. So you can now see I've got a whole lot of books here ready to roll as well. Now I might say, I don't know, what is Fierce Conversations about? And this will then come to that and actually give me a bit of a breakdown about those fierce conversations for me, which is wonderful. Now that is all coming from an image that I took just with my phone, which is absolutely amazing. Now you might be thinking, what's the use of that? Well, if you've got some information that you want to just take a photo of, it can then pull apart information out of that image. So even handwriting, it will convert handwriting to text, and you can ask it what you need to do based on a list of things that you've written down. But I kind of think of it beyond that space. So if you are sight impaired and you've got to be able to see what's in your room or work out where something is, you can take that photo and it will be able to tell you where stuff is. But even better than that, let's pretend that you're going away somewhere and you're in a foreign country and there's a recipe or there's a menu that you're sitting inside a restaurant for, and you know you have a nut allergy or something like that. You can take a photo of the menu, then load it into Gemini, get it to tell you what you might be allergic to, and then you don't have to order those things. So it's amazing what you can do in that space. Okay, so let's have a look at the next thing we can do inside gemini.google.com. And it's building out gems. Now I know I've talked about gems before, but I want to show you how this now integrates really seamlessly with your other Google applications. So let's have a look at where the gems are and how we can actually craft them to help us out. So a gem is like a persona that you write or a personalized chatbot inside the Gemini space. Now I've got a manager one that I've built out. If I come to the three dots over here, I can edit it so I can show you how it actually runs. So inside here, I've actually outlined the purpose and the goals. I've got how I want the email response to be, how I want to create documents, and how I want to generally communicate, and the tone that I want to have whenever I'm doing something. Now you'll also see inside here that it's actually referencing my Google Drive, or my Docs, my Drive, and my Gmail. So it's actually grabbing things that I need from that space. So let's see how it works with a really quick example of responding to an email. So I'm just going to come down, open up my manager gem, and I'm going to come into here and say, what emails have I got about office furniture? Now when I do this, you'll see that it brings up this logo that then goes and has a look at my mail and goes through there to find out what is there that actually addresses the question I've asked. And here we've got some stuff about urgent need for office equipment with some safety stuff and some other things about office equipment as well. So I'm going to ask the gem to respond on my behalf. So I'm going to say draft a response for the first email. Now that's going to look at that first email. It will then respond to it in the tone and the structure of that persona that I've built by building out that gem. Now I can now go and tweak this and actually pop it into the email as well. So from down the bottom here, I can manage this as well. I can come down to here, export it into Docs, or draft it straight into my Gmail. So you can see that I can really quickly do things in this space. So I find that this is going to make sure that my responses are good. My creation of my content is going to be consistent because it's using these personas or these gems to be able to give me a consistent outcome. It's a really good way of working. Now I want to show you one other thing that's just kind of slipped in quietly inside Gemini, inside the other Google Workspace applications. Okay, let's see how Gemini is now being integrated across the other Google Workspace applications. So I'm sitting here inside Docs. And let's have a look at how we can utilize this because it's enabling us to grab information from anywhere to help us build out a document. So I can come to the Tools tab and open up Gemini from here. Or I can also open up from the right hand side over here. And I'm going to ask it to look at my emails and look at my drive to find information about the Winter Bake product launch. I want to find out any budget information. Now this will now look across those spaces for me. So if you think about this, this is giving some information or getting information for me from the content I already have and drawing up a really quick analysis for it and bringing it into my space so I can add it to my docs. So it means that analyzing documents, analyzing big reports, we can do really quickly inside Gemini sitting next to our Google Docs, and then we can incorporate that easily into our workflow. So let's have a look at what we've got. We've got the prices in here, and I can also come and say I can actually now start ask questions about the information that's found for me. So this information is coming from some emails. Let's have a look down here. It's coming from a whole lot of emails, and it's also coming from a whole lot of documents as well. So you can see that the hallucinations on these are going to be really low because of the fact it's grabbing information from my documents. But let's just say, let's find out what the total budget is. And it's going to use my documents to actually come up with that answer, which then I can pop into my document. So it means that for us, that document creation and getting information that we often have in several different places is going to be so much quicker and easier to do. So imagine the productivity of this really, really well. So I like this. I'm going to say that's fantastic. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to pop it across here into my document really easily like that. And now I've got that looking. Now that's probably not much information. So I'm going to come and copy this one up here and pop that into here as well. And now I've got all the information that I need in this space. So let me come and pop it in there. And I've got the ability to be able to pop into here a whole lot of things that I could use. Now I can then jump into my Google Slides and create a slide deck from this as well. So that integration is so good inside Google Workspace utilizing Gemini. Now just keep your eye open for some new things coming, and we'll look at them next month.